So, I have another channel with over 160k plus subscribers, and I've been getting questions on why I don't upload on it anymore. Let's fix this issue. What's up, DBZ enthusiasts? My name is RBG and welcome to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. It's been a good minute since I've given you guys DBS related videos, and that's solely due to the fact that I was drained. I guess you can say that I was burnt out on giving my thoughts on the series and simply wanted to turn my brain off and enjoy it. And I have to say, like a lot of fans, I have very mixed feelings about Super. Like when it comes to keeping me engaged, this show's batting average is laughable. And that's mostly my fault because I crank my expectation levels up way higher than they should be for a series that's not intellectually profound. With that said, I felt I would be doing more ranting than actually reviewing DB Super, so I faded out of the community and slowly jumped into the Transformers one. But anyways, as I mentioned, there's a lot of you guys who occasionally clock in to see if there's any chance I'd be willing to come back, and to that I had to say yes. But here's the thing, to keep everything structured, I want you to actually go to my DB Super channel, subscribe, and rape that notification button long click style if you only want to watch those particular videos. As you can tell by how I'm talking, these won't be the usual articulated RPG analogy videos that you're accustomed to. There'll be no laid out scripts where I try my hardest to paint a vivid picture for my listeners. This will just be me going off the cuff on DB Super topics with minimal editing. Now with that said, I feel this is the time that we actually have to expose some niggas. Like as you read by the title, we're here to expose Jiren, Mr. No Flex Zone, Mr. Why You So Pressed, aka put him in a coffin. The guy goes by many aliases, and we know he's that guy that's recently given Dragon Ball Super that narrative thrust it so desperately needed. Because if we're gonna be honest, there's not really been that many characters that have been enshrouded in mystery and talked about like Jiren has. He's been the topic of conversation since the survival tournament started, and there's so much to his character. Like I know there's that minority that say that he's one of those obscure characters who's overpowered just for power's sake. Like he's been written out of some of the tightest situations where we thought he was legit done. He's deflected the Genki Dama with minimal effort and has made the element of time a non-factor. So I can see why a lot of fans, mainly the hit fanboys, would be in their feelings, but hey, that's none of my business. But I think if Toriyama and to some extent Toei actually give a backstory on why Jiren is able to get away with these things, angry fans will be more lenient. If I'm gonna be honest, I think Jiren is one of the most interesting characters from an aesthetic standpoint as well. Now these are just my opinions, but our Tacky Pride Trooper doesn't really adopt the typical design philosophy of your usual Dragon Ball Z character. I mean, you can say that's basically due in part to Toyotaro's art direction, but I still like to think that Toriyama still has a lot of input on what each character looks like. I strongly believe that Jiren was intentionally designed to look like a bootleg version of the Prometheus, or more so the humanoid alien from the movie entitled Prometheus. One could also argue that he bears quite a resemblance to that of the commonly known gray aliens, but those typical aliens lack any type of muscle structure. Instead, their bodies are unproportioned and mostly elongated. I know some of you all say I'm reaching with this theory, but just hear me out. For the most part, we all know that Toriyama borrows a lot of inspiration from various cultures and media. Since we're on the topic of aliens, look at Frieza. It would be stupid to try to negate the fact that his third form was inspired from the xenomorphs from the Alien movie franchise. And we're starting to see similar instances again in the survival tournament, like how Universe 11's God of Destruction Belmont looks a lot like the Joker and Margarita bears a striking resemblance to Harley Quinn. Those were some of the most talked about characters when they were unveiled, but I think people totally glossed over the point that Jiren looks a lot like Prometheus. I'd even go so far as to say that this nigga looks like a jacked up version of the Lorax. I'm just saying. The reason I compared Jiren to that of Prometheus, and to a lesser extent the great aliens, is because he has this enigmatic backstory. Some of the small facts known about him is that he's the only quote-unquote mortal that the gods of destruction can't go toe-to-toe with. He's even worthy of being a god of destruction if I'm not mistaken. When I look at him and his overall backstory, he sort of puts me in the mind of the old biblical stories about the Watchers, the fallen angels who descended from the heavens and became fixated on man and began throwing down some serious mushroom tip action on the human women. I can't help but think this because the Watchers were almost on par with the god most religions review today, similar to how Jiren is almost on par with the gods of destruction. Many DBZ enthusiasts know that Toriyama is big on using esoteric / spiritual elements in his world building. From Buddhist mythology to some of the things fans look over the most, like how Goku exempts some of the traits so-called aliens do today, like teleporting in the blink of an eye, hence the instantaneous transmission. You could even say him and Vegeta mating with humans, thus expanding their Saiyan lineage, is similar to what the Watchers did when they mated with the humans and created the Nephilim. Yeah, I know I'm gonna be getting comments like, "You reaching, bruh," on this video, but hear me out. Jiren, for the most part, is a watcher. He watches things, or for lack of a better term, he observes things. Those limousine tinted bug eyes serve a purpose to his character mystique. Like, I don't know if anybody has picked up on this, but it seems like most of his actions seem to revolve around him doing something weird with his eyes and repelling his opponent's attack back at them. He even had one of Universe 2's fighters shook at one glance. Just what is going on with him? Like, I'm seeing his eyes go from being blue to red in certain instances in response to a certain attack. Even the latest opening intro of DB Super alludes to this attribute being a main focal point when they blatantly zoom in on Jiren's eyes. The dude's so fast that he can respond in a blink of an eye. I'm thinking he's the next step in evolution or some shit. Maybe this occular ability allows him to see the universe in ways others just simply can't, and for the most part, gods. To me, he is the Prometheus / Watcher of the Dragon Ball universe. He has the perfect athletic build that does that Tacky Pride Trooper outfit some quote-unquote justice compared to the Lorax and Beerus 2.0 over there. I'm still wondering what his purpose is though. Like, why would he even consider joining the Pride Troopers? Does he have a similar sense of pride, or is he doing this simply to observe that particular universe? And now that Ultra Instinct has come into play, I can't help but wonder if he wields this ability. After seeing him deal with Goku in this state, one can only guess that he probably knows how to use Ultra Instinct as well. Since its recent inception, it's been stated the technique is so rare even the gods of destruction have a hard time mastering it. I think it's safe to assume that Jiren the Great has, if he's really able to stomp a god of destruction with little effort. Maybe him taking time to meditate means that he has a ace in the hole or some shit, or something that'll blow our minds away. I'm just hoping that we get a little more intel regarding his backstory, because he can prove to be an interesting character and he can be a mainstay in this series. Like, he's not really a villain, so the Z Warriors don't necessarily have to worry about him going apeshit to destroy the galaxy. It is with strong belief that he simply wants to exist and continue to observe things to continue evolving. For all we know, Jiren can be one of the oldest beings in the Dragon Ball universe. But anyways, what do you think about this topic? I want to hear your thoughts and what you perceive the mysterious Pride Trooper to be. Do you believe there is more to his motif? And do you think those eyes of his are dimensional doorways? I want to know. As I mentioned earlier, I originally planned on just watching the series and not giving my opinion like I used to, but since many of you guys have brought it to my attention that that separate channel has garnered a huge following over the year, I can't just let it sit there. You can sub to this channel or that one if you want to be notified on strictly DB Super content. I'm still going to be uploading my usual Transformers related videos, so to all my TF subscribers, don't be alarmed by the subtle change on my channel. As always, I ask that you like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. Any feedback is good feedback and will only help me improve on future content. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're a Dragon Ball fan and you want to see videos similar to this one, smash that notification button and subscribe. But anyways, this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I will catch you guys later. Peace out.